Oh man. I hope you guys are ready for today. Welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for, oh my gosh, August 23rd, 2025. We have a special guest co-host. If you haven't seen the thumbnail, our boy UK Tom Bagley is going to be on here co-hosting with me. Super excited. He has a huge announcement to make at the end of the show, and you guys are going to love it. It's going to be so freaking cool. And then we're going to cover Sick Michigan Miles with Derek Putnam himself. It's going to be awesome. We've been talking backstage for a few minutes. Lots of really cool stories coming from there. There's just so much in this. I hope you are ready, and let's get to it right here. If I can find the intro video. All right, guys, like I just said, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this one. And my co-host, my guy right here, Mr. UK Tom Bagley in here as our guest co-host. Man, these people are tired of hearing me talk, dude. Tell us what's going on. What's up with you? What's up
I
with your life,
know
man?
you got a different accent and everything now joining you. It's kind of cool. But no, thank you for having me on. It's been so cool. So
Yeah,
thank you
I'm
very much.
pumped about this. You and I were talking to Derek Putnam backstage.
Yep.
Dude, lots of cool stuff coming up about Sick Michigan Miles. What time is it there for you in the UK?
It's 3 p.m.
Oh,
So
so it's
that's
like middle of the afternoon.
yeah, that's it. So we're gonna have a nice little afternoon. I would have a
Yeah.
beverage if I wasn't going out, but yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be a nice little afternoon. So
Tea
that's
time, like TEA time.
yeah.
All right. Well, guys, if you don't know, Tom Bagley runs TB Racing, but he's also, man, I don't know, definitely one of our favorite race car friends that's out there in the world and lives in the UK. And we're trying to find this dude a wife so he can move to the States. We joke about it all the
Yes,
time, but dude, we would love to have you over here for sure.
I would love to be over there all the time. Yeah,
Right. This will be the closest we'll be together until the next time we see each other, man. It's crazy.
I know.
Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nuts. So we're going to talk later in the show about history and like how Tom ended up getting roped into this crazy drag and drive stuff in the U.S. and
Yep. With this
it's him
pile.
it, with the knapsack most how why he bought that thing, how he bought it,
Yep.
all the kind of stuff that went on over the time that you were away. So it's going to be a really fun show. Well, let's get into this thing, y'all. You know the deal. Tom's our race car friend. Now he's down below me. Tom's our race car friend. We can't do without you guys. So hit the share button, please, as we jump into this show this morning. This one's going to be long. So grab your coffee, grab something to eat, and just hang out because we're going to have a blast. I hope some folks are going to be wrenching in the shop. If you are, let us know what you're working on over in the chat. And then, of course, we can't do this without our sponsors. You know, they make all the travel, they make all the equipment purchases possible, all that kind of stuff that we do to do this. They do that, we do this, you know, all the fun stuff. So, Summit Racing, Deech Works, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Shocks, or AFCO Racing Products, not shocks. It's going to be hard for me to learn to say. Performer built transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, which is getting some exclusive stuff from the Hot Rods by Havlik's Fastest Street Car Shootout. That should be dropping next week. WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Man, we can't do it without them, dude. And that's a big list.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
big
big
list.
list. It's really awesome to see.
Yep. And Tom's going to actually do some of the ad reads for some
Yeah.
of the parts that he has on today. So I'm excited to see him do that. But I want to go through here and big shout out to Danny, your co-pilot for Mega Week.
Yes, Danny.
That's going to be awesome. And then Carl Bourbon says he's checking in from the UK.
Yep. Carl's waiting on the news, so
Nice.
we'll get to
Yes.
that later.
Perfect. And then Uncle Stoney here of Sand Race Car Friends. Well, perfect. All right, let's get into this thing, guys. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They feel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions like this one. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need full speed. Find everything summitracing.com. While you're in there, go ahead and grab you the Drag Driver Pete Summit branded merch. We would appreciate that. I'm excited about some of the stuff that's coming over there as well. Man, those guys have done well with the Drag Driver Pete merch, selling a ton of big brim hats. So bring it on. Hopefully they will have a new stack of those at Drag Week. So
yeah,
all right,
that's what I need to get. I need to get myself a new straw hat.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I wear mine out, so I end up with wearing it in the pool. Well, yeah, and I end up wearing it in the pool, and so being a ginger, being light skinned, lather on the sunscreen and then get way down in the water. Well, like back half of the hat in the water, and it just like collapses it. So, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. That's drinking margaritas with your pinky out in the pool.
Oh, dude, pinky's out.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right. Well, again, while you're over there, grab that stuff. But let's talk about some updates for Drag Driver Pete. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I've tried to share it a whole bunch because this is a big deal for Eric and I. We actually got to write an article about the Havlik's fastest streetcar shootout, and it is published in the Drag Illustrated on the website. It's not getting in a magazine, I don't think, or anything like that, because they've already published it. But super cool to be able to introduce, a lot of the names from our drag and drive world to the Drag Illustrated followers. I know those folks read that stuff, but a lot of times they just don't pay attention. So I think this is a great way for some folks to really pay attention and pick up new names. We put out a couple videos like old legends and new legends, old school, new school, all that kind of stuff. It's really crazy what's going on with all of the like having this event really shows how far the drag and drive street cars have come since back in the 90s. It's nuts.
Oh, dude. That event's like so cool as well. Seeing all the coverage from that and all the cars, it's like, it's honestly, they all belong in a museum.
Yeah, no, they don't. They belong on the street, man.
They belong on the track in the street. Yeah, it is so cool though to have cars of that caliber, on the street. Like,
well, and it was super cool, like to have all of those together. I see Richard Brewer in here, Dirty Panda. If you're not following him, you need to go look at his stuff. He got probably the most iconic shot over the cars with the explosion in the background, dude. Next level shit. It's crazy. So I'm excited to be in that. That's a big deal for us. I hope we can continue to work with Drag Illustrated. And since then, TJ Pruitt at Drag Coverage has also reached out looking for some stuff in the future. He doesn't need this article, but he wants some stuff maybe in the future. So maybe we can send him some Drag Week coverage or something like that. And then go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was going to say it's going to be awesome. So
yeah, bring it on. The more drag and drive stuff we can talk about, the better.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to be in Tulsa tonight. Headed over there. I'll probably get there at 5 or 6 o'clock, something like that, for Streetcar Takeover. Dude, this is going to be my first Streetcar Takeover.
Oh, really?
So
nice.
I've never really hit one of these, so it's only a one-day deal, so I won't get the full experience. But if they're coming to Tulsa, I figure I might as well go ahead and go over there and hang out.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see a bunch of our race car friends over there.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. That's one of the other events that I would love to go to. It's just like, for me, getting to one of these events right now, it's kind of difficult.
Right? So they need like a Streetcar Takeover UK, or UK Tom needs to be US Tom.
Yeah, one day US Tom, and then we're good. Because I like flying over for these short events, but it's not good for the old bank balance.
Right. What's funny is, like, once you become US Tom, people are going to be like, "Why do you call him US Tom?"
Yeah,
he's just Tom. Well, no.
Oh, it's just going to be forever UK Tom, even when I live in the US.
That's probably right. That's probably right. Looks like Robert Slater here saying,
Rob, yeah.
Yep. Code Red, and then Jason Richardson doing good stuff in the drag and drive community. Code Red Racing here saying afternoon. Good afternoon to you, sir. And then Richard Brewer saying SCT is so much fun. Bring him. All right. I gotta quit talking, dude. How about you lead us into some Driven Racing Oil event
updates? So Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate engine oil for performance and race applications, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat on or off-road, on a circle track, or pushing the limits in top fuel, drag boats, and demolition derbies. Winning racers choose GP1 compatible engines with classic hot rods to cutting-edge racing engines. GP1's unique surface clinging to high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, which is great. Don't do bearing damage like I have. Or on flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford PA base oil and enhanced with state-of-the-art additives packages, GP1 offers the best protection and performance. And it's what I run in mine.
And that's why you should use Driven, is because Tom runs it in the Knapshack. You guys know you can find Driven Racing Oil, drivenracingoil.com, Driven Racing Oil on all social, and use code DDR10 for 10% discount on your whole thing. And I know y'all can't really see it. Right, hang on, let me go full screen here because I got to show you this. Big shout out to Kirk sending me new hat. I'm new hat goofing today. Appreciate him doing that because, man, I needed one bad. The last one had like a sweat ring about halfway through the Driven name. So I'm going to take this hat. This is going to be my hat for Drag Week.
Nice.
Which, yeah, I'm pumped about. I am pumped. All right. Well, let's talk about some event stuff because, dude, there is a lot going on. The Hard Ass 1000 has changed dates, and I feel like a total heel because I didn't have the original date on the list for the Drag and Drive event list 2025. So I've added it. That now gives us 51 events for 2025.
Dude,
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. So they're trying to set up a tentative October 15th through 19th. It looks like the main host track they were working on, the one that sold, I think it was Hawthorne. It sold a few months ago, and the handover is taking so much longer for them. But it's also winter time in Australia. So like they're not like trying to really get, they don't have to have something done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good. It's still strange to me to think that the winter is them for right now. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's going to be 90 something degrees today here. And what's that, like 30 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah, 30, 32, 33 degrees, something like that. Yeah.
So it's going to be warm enough for sure.
Dude, it's like high 70s here right now.
Oh, gorgeous. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're going to get some of that next week, and I'm ready. All right. Well, Tom, tell us what's going on this weekend.
So this weekend you have the Cruise and Lose, which is going on sort of north of Kansas City. Where's that starting? I forget.
Yeah. So it's in Omaha.
Omaha, Yep. You got Dragway Rush and the I-57 Drag and Drive, which is the new one, which we did a news feature of a week or so ago.
Yeah, this is dude, the I-57 stuff is pretty cool, and it looks like there's some hitters that are out there. I don't know if you've been following it much, but like Kyle Beaumont is over there, and I mean that car can go fours in the 8th, and so I'm excited to see it. Today will be a big day. All of these events have been posting pictures and stuff like that, and I'm gathering those up because we're going to do a deep dive on Wednesday night on the show to talk about all those in the Driven Racing Oil segment here. So 3 events happening this weekend, and then dude, it's craziness after that.
Dude, it's like one after the other, bang, 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 bang. It's ridiculous.
So I'll talk about the first one that's up, and then you can tell us about the next one because I want to know what your plan is. So Drop the Hammer, North Carolina is coming September 5th through 7th, Farmington Dragway, and then I can't remember the other one. Carl Stansel's your promoter on that one. Dude does a great job, does Drop the Hammer Michigan, and now they're expanding into North Carolina. So this is going to be a good one. I'm telling you, I promise. That's a great one. Yeah. But tell us about this next one, dude.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain Race Weekend. So we're back in the mountains, being at Pueblo for a drive, and a drive day through the mountains, back to Pueblo on a Saturday, and then shoot out on Sunday as we normally do for Rocky Mountain. And I'm taking part in this one, which is odd for a 3-day event for me, but yeah, I fly in. I think I land in Denver at like 7 p.m. on Thursday night. Cannonball straight down to Pueblo, and I fly home Monday lunchtime.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy town.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
it's not like a direct flight either. I have to fly to Iceland first, and then Iceland to Denver, and then same back. Which is so
How
it's like a
cool.
16, 17-hour travel day.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I'm so glad. I'm really sad that I'm gonna miss you. I really am. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get over here as much as we would like it, but dude, I'm
No,
telling you, it's crazy. Are you driving or are you riding with somebody?
no, I'm riding with Rob Lipinski. So he
Oh,
needed a co-pilot for this event
yes.
because both the kids are racing and Christy has to be co-pilot for
Yep.
Skylar. So yeah, it's I'm going to be Rob's co-pilot.
Man,
Cool. And
that's
Danny's doing it as well, which is awesome. So you get to say
yes.
hi to Danny again.
Yep, that'll be awesome. So hang on. So Rob, I did see a post, but I didn't have time to grab it this morning. I didn't know that you were co-piloting for him.
Mhm.
Maybe I did, and I just didn't think about it this morning. But dude, that's gonna be in the new gasser or the rebuilt gasser, right?
Yep, the rebuilt gasser.
Oh my gosh,
Yep, with the
bro,
blower and everything. So it's a completely new change for me as well because I've never been in a blower car.
that's gonna be crazy. So TB
But yeah,
Racing, who you're gonna be following and Tom Bagguley, who you're gonna be following to find all of the stuff from Rocky Mountain Race Weekend. And
yep.
dude, like you said, they're back in the mountains.
Yes, that's it. That was the main thing for me because it was like, oh, dude, being back in the mountains,
Yeah.
instant yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the coverage that comes from that. Up next, Outlaw Armageddon 10 has added a drag and drive class, and it has Felicia and Aaron Smith running it. So that is September 11th through 13th at Tulsa Raceway Park. Again, I think Tulsa this year will host more drag and drive race days
Yeah.
than anything ever in the history of ever. So pretty
It's
awesome to
crazy.
be involved over there. Yeah, this is going to be a huge stage for drag and drive.
Yep.
And hosted by like real deal drag and drive racers. Well, tell us about this next thing, dude. This is and then I got a fun story.
Horror Drag Week, the OG
Mhm.
event, September 14th and 19th. Starting out at Maryland International Raceway.
Why do those bastards have to be so far? It is that dude. That's so far from where I live. But listen to this craziness. Are you ready? So
Go on then.
Tim Gorley, Go Fast Photography out of Joplin, Missouri, which is like an hour north of me. I'm
Hmm.
picking him up Friday morning early. We're
Okay.
driving to Tulsa to do Friday of Outlaw Armageddon.
Right.
So we'll be there all day Friday, getting the qualifying, getting photos, and all that kind of stuff. Then we will head east on Saturday morning, driving as fast as
Yep.
we can, right? But yesterday I was messaging back and forth because we're going to be going by Paul at BTR. We're going to be going relatively close to his
Ah.
place. I'm like, dude, let's hang out, man. Like it's 10 hours to his place. I'm like, I'll need a break. I need to walk around. I need
Yep.
to do some stuff, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah. Yep.
I said, let's do dinner or something like that. He's like, cool, but Mo Party is actually in Bowling Green, and that's only like 30 minutes south. So I'm
Hmm.
like, oh man. So we changed the route a little bit, and I think we're going to try and hit Mo Party on our way
Wow.
to Maryland. So let me back up. Tulsa for Outlaw Armageddon,
Hmm.
Saturday for Mo Party for 2 hours, then have dinner or snack with Paul from BTR, and
Yep.
then jump in the car and another 10 hours to Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a common theme between like long drives and thrashes before Drag Week because Drag Week 2022, right? So I just finished race week that same year, 22, and then we finished that. I think we finished it Saturday night. Yeah, we must have finished Saturday night. I drove Saturday night all the way through the night, all the way to Bowling Green for LS Fest, and then drove from Bowling Green all the way back west to it was Indy, I think it started. Oh
Oh
no,
my
St. Louis. So I went from Thunder Valley all the way to Bowling Green, all the way back to back
dude,
to St. Louis.
that's
And
awesome.
that poor
Yeah.
rental car had like 5,000 miles on it in a week.
Well, and dude, it's got to. You know what I mean? And that's what Tim and I were talking about was like the story that creates, right?
It
Like
does. Yeah,
because
that's
we're
it.
going to be wiped out, smooth
Hmm.
wiped out. But man, who cares if we show up 2 hours later to drag week
This is
for
it. Yeah.
registration day? We can go on and do something else. Hey, another international star here,
Yeah.
Mr. Rovic from the Yukon out here saying good morning, guys. Oh, and then Trevor Brandon in here saying, thank you for keeping us all informed.
Man
Love
himself.
the man. All right. Yeah. So, Drag Week 20th anniversary. It's going to be crazy. We're talking about just all the time. I feel like it's hard for me to focus just on one event, but man, this is going to be a big one. There's a lot of big names, a lot of big stuff that's going to happen here. I'm telling you, it's going to be wild. And then Redwood Rally.
Yep.
September 22nd through 27th, Medford Drag Strip in Oregon. Have you talked to Jesse Fox at all? Have you heard this story?
I've spoken to Jesse a bit, but he's not informed me about what's happening with Redwood.
Dude, so he's doing Drag Week, and then him and Benny the Volvo are gonna just cannonball all the way to Redwood
Whole
Rally.
ass all the way from east to west.
Yeah, dude's got 3
Wow.
days. Yeah, so Drag Week will end late on the 19th. I doubt he stays for awards, and then just bomb all the way across the country in Benny. So what's really cool is we've been talking about ways to keep, because like at the end of a week, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
You just wiped out. So then he's going to go right into another one, which he's done several times, but nothing like this with the mileage in between.
No.
I think it's like 2,800 or something like that. So he's actually going to set up a live stream and go live a few times across the country to kind of keep himself awake.
Yep. You have to do stuff like that. And it's like those interesting bits that you have to do to keep yourself there.
Yeah.
Danny knows all too well like what happens when I get tired, and yeah, it's difficult. It really is difficult.
Man, it's nuts. Well, let's run through here. Let's see. We got comments are popping off, y'all. I'm trying to do double duty here real quick. So we got a Bucket List Mob saying good morning. Good morning to those guys. Please follow those guys. I love them. They're awesome. And he's got some stuff planned. It's going to be really cool. And then Brooks in here saying hell of a schedule just to get to Drag Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. And we hadn't even started looking at what's on the way home. So Robic saying Drag Week's going to be awesome. Yes, dude, it's going to be so crazy. Going to be crazy. Brett Marvel in here, dude. Good morning. Good morning. Great to see you. And then another UK guy here said afternoon, another racer from the UK looking forward to finding out what Tom has planned. Again, we're going to talk about that. That's going to be kind of the end of the show. I want to talk about that for as long as Tom wants to talk about it. And then, yes, he needs a plane.
Yeah.
In there. Dude,
Perfect knows a guy, of course.
Yes, I'm in. That would be fun. Yeah, we need some UK Tom airplane time. All right. Well, let me. I'll do this ad read for Deechworks. Again, thanks a bunch to Driven Racing Oil for all of their support.
Thank you.
New hat right there. I'm so excited. Has no sweats. I literally took it out of the package this morning. So big shout out to Kirk and Bill and the team over there for being awesome. Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, pump modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings, and surge tanks engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2,200 or more. I'm just going to say or more because we saw a GTR setup that is a drop-in module that'll support 3,000.
Dude, that's insane.
It literally bolts in, bro.
Can I have one from the Mustang?
That's what you need. That and like after you ride with Rob, you're going to need a big blower.
Oh, I know that poor car is going to get so cut up.
Yeah, bring it on, dude. I can't wait. Well, I want to talk about some Drag Week stuff in this one. So Ned Dunphy, probably this is our top 10 car right here. One of my favorites, just because it's a Viper. I mean, that's super cool that you would take a Viper in and do this with it. He is out testing. He says final street test complete with Stacy, his wife, giving official stamp of approval. And he went on to say like she hated riding in it for like 10 or 15 minutes, but the car has done well. Him and his co-pilot have driven this thing like 200 or 300 miles. I mean, it should be ready to go. So we're going to see.
That's a good test. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the heat and all that fun stuff. I think he lives in Georgia. I'm not sure. So, if that's the case, it's very hot down there. So. Again, huge turbos, street car. This car is capable, very, very low 6 seconds. We've seen some 6.0s and 16s out of this car with a one and done on Drag Week last year before it had to bow out. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Tell us about the next setup here, dude.
Dude, Finnegan's out testing as well, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see how Finnegan does and hopefully has a successful week and complete the week with minimal issues, I'm hoping.
Right? Fingers crossed, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that car is bad to the bone. And I think they've been doing
So
some testing
badass.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
Nick Gunby here says another drag and drive nut from the UK. Man, dude, you're
And
bringing
Fox
them all
owner.
in this morning, man. Thanks,
I
dude.
know, dude. Yeah.
We need you on here more, I guess. That's what we're saying. Tiger Man 569 or T German, probably not Tiger Man, T German maybe. Says good morning to everyone out there in Hot Rod Land. Hope you enjoy the weekend and have a good week. Next one, and then Sick Weeker awaiting the Street Weekender.
Street Weekender. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So many SWs.
Yep.
And then the last bit here, Tony Angelo has he's getting close to being finished on his 55 or 56. These are all the new parts they put on that car.
That's a lot of
you
stuff.
watch this Stay Tuned
Yep.
YouTube channel? Oh my gosh, man, they were thrashing on that thing. Pulled the body off, all new.
It's incredible.
Axle. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Crazy town. It's going to be master style, so it's going to be right up against. It's going to be competing against Finnegan, but I mean, dude, he's down like 700 horsepower from what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy one. I'm excited about that. And so that's kind of our drag week wrap up because we got to get into some fun stuff. Let's talk about. So, anyways, thanks to Deechworks for their support of the program here. I can't wait. We've got some Deechworks stuff that's going to be on Eric's car, so we're going to be really putting this up to the test once he brings that out. Car Chains 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts. Let me say that right the first time. For your project car, Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. Corey can produce a one-off keychain for that special person's special car. Find more at carchains3d.com or on social by searching Car Chains 3D. And I wish that I had put it up. So I'm going to let you introduce our guest today while I pull up what I'm trying to look for here from Car Chains 3D. Mr. Derek Putnam, we got you on screen here, buddy. Tell us what's going on.
Hey, everybody, I'm Derek Putnam. If you've never heard me on live stream or at an event doing SICTA Magazine stuff, I edit and put up stories every day on the SICTAmagazine.com website. And every now and then when Michael Narks is really low on the guest list, he'll ask me.
Dude, I love it when you're on here. Hang on. Let me show these folks what Corey has been working on because it's going to interest UK Tom. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but it is a complete. Hold on. How about this? How about a Fox Body Center console with cup holders and a storage tray for your phone with a plug-in?
The cup holders would be insane.
Yeah.
I like
That's good because I currently have nothing in my car. So
yeah, this would be perfect.
Yeah. I have the little cup holders that clip to the roll cage and you can get a can in, but you can't get like a big gold cup or anything in it. You can just get a can or something and that's it.
Yeah, this would be perfect for that. So Car Chains 3D, this is the first production Fox console out in the wild. So this is a big deal. So we need to get with Corey and get get something set up for Tom.
I need to go down the catalog and just go tick, 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 tick.
yes, you do. Exactly. Yeah. Rovik's saying Derek's the man. That is for sure, dude.
We missed having Rovik on Michigan Miles. It's weird to do a one-off without him, but as you and I talked about, there are so many drag and drives or drag and drive based events that are going on right now. And obviously the Hot Rod by Havlik's Fastest Street Car reunion deal is an amazing event. So I can completely understand with him going there and a lot of great cars, a lot of great action. It's been great seeing all the photos that Eric has gotten from that. So look forward to seeing him at Six Smokies in October.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I can't wait. You're going to get to meet my wife, man.
I don't know if that's going to be such a good thing for me. I mean, right now it's kind of like Dave Freiberger saying, good looking from afar, but far from good looking. So right now I'm okay. But when she meets me up close, then the mask comes off and it looks worse, you know?
Oh, yeah. Hey, that'll be great, man. I want to say thanks to all the folks that are in the UK that are in here making comments. Appreciate you guys being here this morning.
Yeah. So it is amazing when you consider the amount of stuff that is going on this year. And by the way, take a little bit of heat off yourself. The Hard Ass 1000, I actually had that on our drag and drive calendar with a to be a determined date, because when I went through at the beginning of the year and revamped everything, they actually did not have a date on there. Originally, it was a little bit earlier than what they scheduled it for, as you mentioned earlier today, but they had not picked a date yet. And I wonder if there's obviously some things going on in the background there. So
yeah, the track changed hands, and from there it made it tough. You know what I mean? They're trying to figure all that stuff out. Did you see Danny's comment here? He said, my favorite line from Derek at Sick Week 24 about the Gucci. Don't worry, folks. He's not broke. He's just that slow.
You know, I grew up with two 17-second classic Chevys, so I understand what it's like when not everybody has a fast car. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we pay attention to. Mm-hmm. But you and I have talked about this. I feel like almost everybody that is on an event has a story of how they got there or what they're doing or whatever. So the expression that I like to use, or that I have used this year, is don't worry, they're not slow. They're just enjoying more track time than anybody else.
That's exactly
so true. It's so true.
So
that's awesome. All right. Well, guys, we're talking about Sick Michigan miles here this morning. Tom, typically, Eric and I kind of alternate through the winner list. So if we can do that, and then Derek give us the color commentary for the winners, I think that's probably the best way to do this, maybe.
Sure. Go on then.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll kick us off with, and we don't have pictures for every winner, but we have stuff for some. Okay. Because mainly we wanted Derek's pretty face on the screen here, really big. So your overall winner and the quickest Chevrolet, Mr. Aiden Bailey in the shitbox of doom here, the 2.0, I guess. I can't remember what they call this thing, but
the deuce box, baby. Come on.
I love this thing. I love it.
Yeah, he hasn't competed with this car in a while, so that I forgive you for forgetting, because I actually had to go back and refresher course it when I found out he was bringing it. So the interesting thing about this, I mean, obviously the photo, let's talk about that real quick. So this is over the Mackinac Bridge, which basically connects the lower and upper peninsula in Michigan. And it is the 7th longest suspension bridge in the world. It's 5 miles long. The really cool thing that I like about this, I mean, in addition to the fact that it is a cool shot, and we managed to get not only this, but plenty of other people. So you'll see that in the pages of Sick the Magazine coming out. But you notice there's a paved side and then there's a grate side. If you're on the grate side, you'll hear tone changes. They actually put different grates in it so you can hear the tones and inflection change when you're going across the grates.
Interesting. I can't remember if Aiden put it up or if Tom did, but
Tom put it up.
The video
straight down, 200 feet down in the water.
Yeah,
thanks.
There's like it's like of the trans tunnel, but there's no side on it, and you're literally driving, looking at the man. It freaked me out. I was like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah,
no.
Tom really got into the co-pilot role really well. I mean, when you consider the fact that Aiden has co-piloted for him a couple of times and really has not done a lot of drag and drives with this car. So real quick refresher. So the original car, because I had to look this up, the original car, the S box of doom, or whatever if you want to actually use the 4-letter word, that was originally built and competed by Richie Crampton and Johnny Lindbergh on Hot Rod Drag Week. And then Aiden bought it, swapped engines, put a twin turbo LS in it, and competed with it on Sick Week in 2022. And on the last day, last pass, got water under the tires and put it on its lid. So they thought about rebuilding it and fixing it, and then it just had too much damage. They managed to find another 57 Chevy body, which is crazy in the fact that you find one already, and that it's the same color and almost the same patina too. It's like the same tealish color. Yep. So they basically swapped everything over, where Aiden Bailey and Joe Barry's son, Joey, were like thrashing on this thing for Sick Summer 2023, the first year. There's photos of Aiden under the car asleep because they had been up for like 72 straight hours. They roll it through tech. The car doesn't run, but everything they needed to check worked. Then they take it over to Motion Raceworks, mad thrash to finish it, make one pass on day one, and slowly kind of chop through it. So since then, I think it's only done 1 or 2 events. The last event that it was on was Drop the Hammer last year in Michigan, where it averaged 522. And Aiden this week, one and done every single racetrack. He went between 524 and 526. They didn't really turn it up. They didn't really have any major issues with it, except a little bit of cooling issue where they had a relay go out and then they had to put some gear oil in it. It's funny. If you want to find out about the gear oil story, you can watch some of our video coverage that we put together day by day. But to watch Aiden actually have a chance to compete for a helmet as low key and non-stressful level as he normally is, it's almost weird. Like you're wondering if there's something going on under the surface, like with the duck on the water and the things are flapping around a whole bunch, what have you. So, but it was really cool to see him win.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if he ever gets excited or not, but I would be, man. I mean, he won a one-off event. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, let's be honest, that the drives would be super, super cool. Okay. Let's 524, his average on that.
Yes.
Had number 2 covered by quite a bit. So Tom, tell us who ended up number 2.
Ended up number 2 was Evan Ukwitz. I butchered that name terribly. I'm sorry. With a 79 Malibu with overall average of 543.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I butchered his name a bunch too until he corrected me. It's Urquitz. And
okay.
In this photo, him and Frank Webb with that beautiful Fairmont Futura behind him, they both rolled in the wee hours of the morning on day 0, and neither car had any time on them. Urquitz made the quickest run on the books, 5:11 on day number 1, but after that he ran into issues, and he swapped this car to radials after running it on slicks for several years. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like he rolled in with no test time. I have to wonder if the next event we see him at, which could be Drag Week, I'm thinking, depending on what he finds, he could be all ironed out by then. I mean, this thing's been 780s before, so we honestly thought that he was going to give Aiden a pretty hard fought battle all the way through, but some of these racetracks are not real radial happy, so that was what ended up biting him, that and lack of time.
Yeah. And he lives, I just looked it up, he lives in Wisconsin, so seeing him at Sick Week, that's a big trip. Third place overall. I think I've got a photo here. Love it when trucks are fast, dude. I love it. Thomas Keeper, 94 F-150, 564, third place overall.
So actually, he finished 6th place overall because some of the people that we had in front of him, you and I have covered several times. That includes John Moore, TJ Linebaugh, and Kevin Parton's beautiful 67 Nova. But yeah, I mean, how can you not just be absolutely mesmerized by a 94 F-150 literally toting the front wheels? And this is still going up. So the photo that I sent you is from a test session afterwards. So the interesting story behind this one is he's done every 6 summer with this. This is a former farm truck. He bought it with his dad, completely restored it. It's the original 2-tone color, and it only had a roll bar in it until this year. So he was limited to 10 flat. So his local track is Great Lakes Dragway. It's been 890s in the off season, and he decided he was going to go through it from stem to stern, rewired it, did a whole bunch of stuff to it, and unfortunately missed 6 summer by a couple weeks. But he was already entered for Michigan Miles because he said he really wanted to do it. So he slowly starts creeping up on the tune-up. Every day except for one, he resets his personal best. He goes 564, then 561. He gets to the final day and just keeps throwing more and more at it, and the wheelies start getting bigger, and he finally ran 543 on the last day. And so he and I are talking, and I'm like, dude, this thing probably still has a good amount left in it. And it's, by the way, not a Coyote, not an LS swap. It's a 438 cubic inch small block pushrod Ford with twin turbos on it.
Come on, dude.
Yep. So this photo is from Great Lakes Dragway 2 days ago. I just wrote a story about this. He went out there, went testing, reset his personal best on the quarter 3 times, and ended up with an 838 at 159 for a 2-ton pickup truck.
So he just went. He needs to go ahead and go straight to a 750 cage now. Pull it back apart.
He literally just put an 850 cage in it in the off season. So now the only bad part, I'm putting this out there so people aren't surprised by we don't see him. He is actually going to be a Black Hawk mechanic in training in the National Guard for the next 9 months, starting next month. Wow. So even though he qualifies for one of our top 5 spots to go to Sick Week, he's not going to be able to take advantage of it. So it was really cool, though. Him and his dad, Jack, did the entire week together. His dad looked like he was having just as much fun as Tom was. They caravanned with Evan Erkowitz and Frank Webb the entire week.
Oh, cool.
So he said he might be back in time to do Six Summer next year, which is obviously his closest drag and drive that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he'd like to do that or whatever Tom's one-off is, depending on where it lands. But yeah, he's probably trying to get in every last lap he can, considering the truck had been down for most of the year.
Yeah.
But again, just absolutely insane to see how fast this thing is running.
Yeah, I love fast trucks, man. All right, who's the quickest Mopar?
Quickest Mopar, Christopher Vanderwalker, 2021 Hellcat.
Yeah.
684.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at what we did with subcategories where we made people pick what category they thought they were going to do the best in. So you might have some Mopars, for example, that would be quicker than what Christopher Vanderwalker's beautiful blue Charger ran, but he picked that category. So there was a quicker Mopar, and just so happened that you guys put that one up next, which is Morgan Evans and Jason Kastner in their 87 D150. So the interesting thing about this truck, we'll take a little stroll down memory lane here. Morgan lives in Orlando. They've been into cars for a long time. Morgan got it from her dad. She met Jason. They both were into Subarus when they first met each other, and they've gotten that out of their system, thankfully. And she says that, not me. She had never made a racetrack pass in her life until last year when she went to Roadkill Nights to participate in Grudge Race. So can you imagine never making a pass, and then let's do it on live TV in front of thousands of people on a no-prepped surface with a Hurricane swapped 6-cylinder truck with very little time on it.
Yeah, and then go on to win it.
Right.
Yeah.
So she wins against all odds. Then she does 666 last year and wins quickest 6-cylinder. I think she averaged in the 660 range. They updated the roll bar in it a little bit in the off season, and Jason drove it at Sick Week this year and ran a quickest of 1019, which for a 6-cylinder and a pickup truck is pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then Morgan got back behind the wheel, backs up her Roadkill Nights win from last year, this year, where they were allowed to modify the Hurricane motor. So she went from the twins to a single precision 76 millimeter turbo. And according to the Draggy, went 612. Now, obviously the truck has no roll cage, so she couldn't do that on Michigan miles. So she averaged 650. On the last day, she turns it up and decides, let's see what it does out the back. 601 at 114 miles an hour.
Come on, dude. That's awesome.
So
wow.
I told her, you need to put a cage in it. And after she ran the 601, she messaged me while I was in the tower, and she's like, yeah, I think you're right. We need to do something.
Yeah, I mean, because like a 850 cage will take her to 535, right?
Yeah, and a 601 with that speed is probably, realistically, I would say in the right air, 940 to 960.
That's awesome, man.
And they've still got room.
Yeah. Dude, Tom, the UK folks are coming out.
I know.
Bro,
it's so good.
It, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I also want to give a shout out to Joel Kerr. One of the greatest stories of Stick Week. They buy this Corvette, thrash on it all week. Him and Lon Tibbs out there having an absolute blast. And so Morgan, I can't remember if you said it or not, she did take the quickest 6-cylinder at Michigan miles as well.
At Michigan miles, yep, 650 for the average, and that is the truck's third straight quickest 6-cylinder. And again, they are fully immersed in the whole drag racing and drag and drive thing now. After going from no racing at all just over a year ago, they've now done 3 drag and drives in a year's time. So I think they're committed. I mean, that's just my thought.
Dude, that's what I'm telling. Like, once people find this, they are hooked. They can't keep. And that's why we have to keep dragging these new folks in, these new events, these one-off events like what SICK does, the regional stuff. Every event helps bring in new people, and those new people end up doing more than one event. Let's run through a few quick names, and then we'll get back into telling some stories. So why don't you run us through like the next 3 or 4 there?
Yeah, so you have the quickest Pontiac, Tim Darnell in the 91 Trans Am, went 627 as an average. You have your quickest Buick, Jay Sweetland in the 1970 Skylark, went 794 with a 7. And your quickest Oldsmobile, Eric Hulbeck in 71 Cutlass, 793 with a 7.
I figured this one's a good one. So the quickest stick shift, Brian Reed, 94 Mustang 621. Derek, you got some good stories about stick shift class?
Yeah, this is interesting. So Brian Reed, his wife is Joanna Icobelli Reed, and she did Sick Week with us back in 2023. So the interesting thing is the engine and blower combination, the Coyote with a Whipple on top of it, that was in her car for Sick Week 2023 was in his car for this event. So they kind of switched things up. So this is a 94 Mustang, Coyote swap, 6-speed manual. It's got an entire S550 interior in it that he did. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of stuff changed. So this is his first ever drag and drive from the competitor seat. So I think he was a little bit nervous at first, but looked really good. Ran a trio of 6.0s. And then on one race, he just, okay, it's not gonna run exactly what I wanted to. So he went into parts preservation mode and ended up being the quickest stick shift car. And honestly, they had a blast. They did a whole bunch of stuff off the grid that was not on our original checklist. But
cool.
It was nice to see them out having a good time. And Joanna switching roles with him. So now, of course, we've got to get both cars on the same drag and drive. They've both done it individually. The first time he rode shotgun in her car. This time, Joanna rode in a separate truck, and just it allowed them to have something to kind of film from and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Brian and his buddy ended up riding in the Mustang separately.
That's awesome. And then up next, quickest naturally aspirated 98 Camaro, Luke Van Allen, 653. The dude also just came off winning Heads Up Hustle in a small block. Like, this dude ain't playing.
Wow. So the interesting thing is that he was one of like 3 naturally aspirated LS 4th gen Camaros that was on the tour, and it was wheels up every single pass, very consistent. And he only held off the guy that finished second behind him by, I want to say, like 5 or 6 hundredths. It was pretty close.
Wow, man, that's awesome. All right, Tom, run us through a few more.
Right, so you have the quickest nitrous powered car, Justin D-Rod in a 67 Chevelle, 643 with an 8. You have your quickest gasser, Carl Zink, 55 Bel Air, 792. Your quickest Beetle, that's kind of a cool class. I like that class. Clinton, I am going to butcher this name, Michael.
Yeah, we need Derek to say this last time.
Yeah, Connor.
Now, of course, you guys would say that when I butchered it all week, and then they correct me.
You've had the practice now.
I believe it's Shine Digger, if I remember correctly, because you could go E or I. And he did a huge wheel stand in the Beetle on the last day, too. And the fact that it didn't damage anything was surprising.
That's insane. So is it 56 Beetle, went 783 as an average. And your quickest big block, Chuck Marlett in an 85 Camaro, 630 with a 7.
Good guy to break into, because I know that was one of the photos I sent you, Mike. So
is that that's the
orange and black car?
Car.
Oh yeah, that's
so when you roll up with a car that looks like this in the tech line, and on the side window it says Chuck Small Block, but then you tell me there's a big block, I'm like, okay, there's a story here. So the deal with this car, this is only his second drag and drive that he has ever done. The first one was Drop the Hammer this year. So he's run nothing but small blocks in this car. He averaged 519 on Drop the Hammer and finished 4th in Unlimited. Well, when you consider who else is competing in Unlimited, like Steve Morris, for example, it's like, that's not really that bad. Well, him and his wife roll up, and he goes, yeah, this is a borrowed 638 cubic inch big block. It's got 4 miles on it. The only reason I'm using it is because I grenaded my small block, and Steve Morris said he wouldn't get it fixed in time. So he says, I just want to make it through the week. I said, come on, dude. I said, you can't sit here and tell me with this that you're not going to make an attempt at a decent run. He goes, I'm telling you. He goes, I'm a little bit nervous. I want to make the 1,000 miles. And I said, okay. If you look at his results, he's 100% correct. His best run of the week was a 590 at 82 miles an hour. So he would run it to about 300 feet and then lift. So it was like, yeah, okay, he actually is in parts conservation mode. He wants to make it. So on the last day, he uncorked it and went 509 at 136. So if he could have done that all week, he could have possibly won. But I know they struggled with a few things. I think they had some cracks in the cylinder heads come up, and they had some stuff that they had to Band-Aid together, but he finished. So I'll give him credit. It was a pretty rowdy looking car, but he made it all the way through.
Man, that's awesome.
That is insane.
Yeah. Carl Bright here says something magical about a roots blower sticking through the hood.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even if you don't know anything about cars, when you're walking the tech line and everybody has mostly flat hoods or nothing sticking through, and then you look and you see all this magical stuff just right here in front of your face, you're like, I must stop. I must talk to him.
I must see what this is going on. All right. So quickest small block, Chris Reiser, 97 S10, 602, super quick. Quickest diesel, Dustin West, 01 Chevy 2500, 676. Quickest four-cylinder, Tim Ford. In what could possibly be our quickest Nissan 240 of the year, 679. Have not seen another 240, I don't think. 679 with a 5, and then quickest junior street, man, I love seeing this class, Cooper Lawson 05 GTO with a 1052.
So a couple of side notes. Tim Ford in the 97 Nissan, that was Jason Kastner with Morgan Evans. That's his old car. Tim bought it from them, and this was his first drag and drive that he had ever done.
How cool.
Wow.
And dude, that's pretty quick. Like, I need to learn more about what this car, the setup is. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then the junior street deal, I think I scared Cooper Lawson out of making more runs, because at two different racetracks, at one track he made 18 runs.
Wow.
At another track he made 19 runs. I think at Durana he made 19, and at Ubley he made 18, or not Ubley, Northern Michigan Dragway, he made 18. And as he got out of the car, I'm on the PA, and I go, dude, just be aware of the fact, I said, the overall leader is Rovic. He's got 26. I said, if you try to break Rovic's record, we're going to hold you to doing some epic stuff when you go forward. And I think that was like, okay, I'm done. I'm good.
I'm good. 19's enough.
Yeah. So it was really cool, because it's the first time we've ever done junior street. And for Cooper Lawson in a 5.3 swapped GTO. And then the other guy was Harrison Hurst. His dad, Isaac, has done drag and drives with us. So to watch the two of them just keep coming back around and having laps with each other, and they traveled together, it was a lot of fun to watch the two of them do that, because I've probably said this before in the podcast. I was 16 years old when Junior Dragsters came out. And so I sat on the fence and watched forever. To be able to watch the next generation be able to do this is really cool. I hope that Tom continues to do it next year for his one-offs. We are going to do it for Six Smokies. I think we have some, not only motorcycles, but junior street. Those are the things we added this year to both of our one-off events. So I'm glad to see them embrace it and do it.
Well, and Tom knows this firsthand. Like, the junior streets at Rocky Mountain is insane, dude. There's like 8 or 10 of them this year, and those kids were competitive and up there racing. I mean, they made as many passes as they possibly could, and they were always side by side. It was really cool.
Yes, I agree.
All right, roll us into these last few categories, and then we'll talk about the slowest and sickest and tourist stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So you got quickest motorcycle with a V-twin is Kirk Maguire, the O2 Buell Cyclone 827, and your quickest motorcycle with 1000cc plus is Ben Maxey 05 GSXR 1000 697.
Yeah, the only bike to get in the sixes over the week, and it's pretty cool to watch them when you think about it. Just like Rocky Mountain Drag Week, it's like if you're on a two-wheeler going over 1,000 miles, that just takes a whole different set.
You're a different level of badass.
And carrying everything you have to have for the week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. All right, Tom, lead us through these last few.
So you got the slowest overall average, Robert Schwenker, in the 06 Outback 1306. Am I say that right, Derek?
Yep, you got it.
Schwenker, yeah, there you go. And your sickest of the sick, Jason D'Amico.
Yep. Now that'll work us into the Holly Robb story when we get to that.
Yep.
Shout out to Rovic here. He says 27 passes, 6 days of tacos, and 3 sets of tires, not just from passes. But awesome. He made 19 passes. I approve of it. Lap it or scrap it.
That should be on a t-shirt right there.
Yeah, lap it or scrap it should definitely be on a t-shirt.
I'm writing that down right now.
The old bracket racing terminology is cool it, fuel it, and bring it back.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
So, and your last award is your Pure Michigan Tourist Award, Michael Osborne.
Yeah, not to be confused with Ozzy. Yeah, he actually came upstairs because there's no E on it. I talked to him about the whole, is it said Osborne? Is it Osborne? Is it different? So, but that brings us into our last couple stories about the Holly and Alex Rops when we talk about the sickest of the sick winter, and then what we call Pure Michigan, which is kind of a play on Top Tourist. We've done that before. I know, Michael Narks, you've seen that in the past with some of our stuff. Beautiful shot from St. Ignace when we went over the Mackinac Bridge. That was what we woke up to the next morning, looking out over Lake Huron. It's amazing. So
Ryan Forbing here says, where can I get more info on the Junior Street stuff? And will it be part of Sick Michigan Miles for 2026?
So Junior Street, we will run as part of Six Smokies in October. Michigan Miles is one of our one-off events. So it means we will not repeat the route and the tracks that we used this year. Now, I will tell you with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever of what's going on behind the scenes. There were a lot of people that I don't know how they didn't find out about it because we advertised it for a while, but they were like, oh my God, I can't make it this year. I want to go next year. It's a one-off. It's just like 666, and it's just like Death Week. The appeal of it is you get to do something unique that will never be repeated. So I wouldn't say that Tom won't do Junior Street stuff in the future for 2026. I wouldn't rule out him doing something with Michigan in the future, but it will not repeat what we just did. And that's going to be something where we'll just have to see what he decides to come up with. I don't know what our one-off is going to be next year. We've announced Sick Week and we've announced Sick Summer, but I don't know what we're doing beyond that. So sickthemagazine.com for the announcement once we figure that out.
Just a couple notes here. Rovic says bike dudes making the trip are wild. Yeah, I can't imagine it. I've ridden motorcycles before, and that would be no fun. And then shirts and stickers, buddy. I'm gonna message you here in a minute.
Yeah.
Brandon Hayward, that's a nice green Chevelle. And then Carl Bourbon says ace shot looking over the water brings back memories from Barton stop during Street Weekend 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of this stuff is just amazing as far as the views and the drives. It's just insane.
Yeah, agreed completely. All right, let's talk about some fun stuff. Well, let me flip through and see if I haven't shown.
So there's Holly Rops.
Yeah, let's talk about this first.
This should have been like the overview of the week. Like when on day 0 you're replacing a CV axle, you should kind of be like, yeah, my week might be a little bit rough.
Yeah, they have no in them though, so they don't know any quip.
Yeah, so Holly and Alex, I know they've probably been mentioned on the show enough to where people recognize this car. It's called Artemis. They have done several drag and drive events. They did 666 with us last year. They've done Rocky Mountain Race Week a couple of times, including this year at Mega Week. The car got its first 9-second time slip out of it. So, and it's Holly's car, not Alex's. Now, the funny part is that when they broke the CV axle on day 1, it sounded like it could have been the transmission. And I was like, oh God, no, not day 0. And so Alex messages me, hey, broke the CV axle, we're fixed and we're back in the lanes. And I'm like, okay. So I figured Holly's probably dealing with enough stress. Alex will slide underneath it. He's got a, pretty hopped up truck that he races, though. I figured he replaced it. No, he corrected me very, very quickly and said, nope, Holly swapped out the CV axle. He goes, I was not allowed to touch it.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're great ambassadors for the sport.
Yeah. And it's great to see her do it. Obviously, she works with BTR, so she's fully involved in the car and racing and drag and drive lifestyle. So the interesting stories that come out of what they did, and they actually inspired me to go and visit a lighthouse. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. There are several lighthouses throughout Michigan, and I didn't realize that until they had posted going and visiting one. I think it was on day 2 or day 3. So I went off course and visited one on our drive day 4. But getting back to Alex and Holly, so we roll into a checkpoint stop. I believe it was on day 3 or day 4. I've got to look it up here. But basically, we're just sitting there BSing with a whole bunch of different people, and a cop rolls up. And we're like, oh, great. Is this going to be good or is this going to be bad? And cop walks over and he's smiling. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? A couple of minutes later, we get into the fact that he was going to do sick board, but he couldn't make it. Like he couldn't get the time off. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's going to be nice. Alex and Holly roll up like 5 minutes later. And he goes, I really want to do a trailer burnout in front of this, but I don't know if that cop is going to look the other way. And I said, considering you wanted to do sick week, you might be okay. And so they went over and talked to him. They got the A-OK, and 15 seconds of goodness came out of it.
So let's go ahead and play that right now. Because I love this. That is such a cool.
So just so you know, the whoa that came at the end of it, apparently her trailer brakes were dragging a little bit. And at the end, when the smoke cleared, the trailer's doing this. They were like, whoa, let's not turn it over.
That's awesome.
Such a badass.
So, I mean, like, there's nothing cooler than trailer burnouts. I don't care who you are. There is nothing cooler than that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they camped at every racetrack, and it was cool to see their photos and everything as they went along. And so we talk about the CV axle, and then they get to day number 5 at Bagguley Dragway, and they make a hit, and the car looks like it's in limp mode. And they come back after making a good shot, and the throttle body is toast. And this is not just any regular throttle body, because they've got a supercharger on this thing, and it's been hogged out. It's I believe 104 millimeter throttle body. So you can't just bolt something stock on it. The snout won't accept it. So they contact, I believe it was Michigan Motorsports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And said, hey, we need one. And they managed to get one rolling UPS next day or Saturday. So they decided to stay at the racetrack, which, by the way, was running, I believe, gassers and mini bikes and something else the next day. So while they're sitting there with an incapacitated car, they're at least able to watch some stuff. So that's kind of cool. Then Alex sends me a message at like 10:15 in the morning. He goes, well, apparently UPS set next day or Saturday is different than what we expect. So the message basically from UPS says, there's a problem with your package. We're going to send it out on Monday.
Oh.
And so they can't even get anywhere, because basically they could bolt this throttle body on the car and all it's going to do is idle. So they can't drive it that way. They can move it, but that's, and they didn't truck and trailer it from Iowa either. They drove it. So it's like, now we're looking at like a big deal here. So they put out the distress call, and Jason D'Amico, who Tom mentioned earlier, was our sickest of the sick winner. So he's already on his plan B car, which was an 88 GMC dually. He brought out a C5 Corvette stick shift car. On day 0, he has clutch slave cylinder problems. Can't find the replacement part, says, screw it, I'll take my tow rig, and does the entire event in a dually, which was pretty cool. It ran in the 10s on the final 2 days, which I thought was kind of cool. So anyway, so he is already back in the Milan / Woodward Dream Cruise area. He makes an 8-mile round, or an 8-hour round trip to Michigan Motorsports, picks up a throttle body, drives all the way back to Bagguley Dragway, drops it off for them so they can fix the car, and then he drives all the way back to do the final day.
How cool.
Incredible.
And that is, in my opinion, the just absolute, textbook definition of sickest of the sick / what the drag and drive community does, where you could meet somebody that you've never met in an event before, and they will go out of their way to make sure that if I have the chance of 2 people finishing versus just myself, I will do it.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, so let's get into some of these questions that we have for you. Tom, would you lead it out with your first question there?
First question then for you, Derek. What was your best checkpoint in Michigan miles, other than your lighthouse?
And I appreciate the fact that you said that, because the owners or the people that caretake for it had Corvairs, so it was almost like it was supposed to happen. I would honestly say my best checkpoint was probably the Whippy Dip. And the reason why is because they went on sick week. It's a husband and wife deal. And they contacted us and said, we'll pour a burnout pad for you guys. We want to be a checkpoint on this. And it's like, okay, I've I heard of people trying to roll out the red carpet, but I don't know about much better than you're going to pour a concrete burnout pad just for burnouts.
That's
Bring
awesome.
it on.
So, plus it's ice cream.
Cool.
I mean, how can you say no to ice cream?
Dude, hey, I'll give it to Michigan. They got ice cream places, man.
Yeah.
Like everywhere there's some ice cream. It's every other corner has an ice cream shop. Well, how about like other memorable cars? We talked about a bunch here, but you know, maybe talked about winners. What's a car that was memorable to you? Not necessarily a favorite, but memorable to you.
Two of them really kind of stand out in my mind that got talked about most of the week. So Stephen Donahue's 55 Studebaker Commander, just because a lot of people have a really hard time saying, well, first of all, what is it? Because I don't recognize it. And then when I tell them what year it is, they're like, something from the 50s is that swoopy. And like Keith Turk and I ended up talking about it during the week because it's a car that a lot of people love to use for, like, say, land speed stuff because of how streamlined it is for the year. So, and Steven's done drag and drives before with this car. It's a real nice, just basic black with polished aluminum wheels on it. He averaged in the 790s. So that's a car that stands out. The other one for me was there was a 1999 Lincoln Town Car driven by a group of 4 guys. Wesley Clough was the guy who was driving it. It was a turboed setup, but I didn't see what was under the hood. He ran 7 flat on the last day in a big 99 Lincoln Town Car.
Wow.
Yes.
Come on.
When they said Hot Rod Lincoln, that is pretty much the epitome of it.
Yeah, I think that's the Badgerbuilt YouTube channel.
That's it.
Dude, that car's so fun. So fun.
Yep. So those are there are a lot of really nice cars. I mean, the thing that I say about doing Six Summer and the one-offs is you get to see a huge variety of stuff. Sick Week, not that it's bad, but I feel like you see more of what you would expect to see at the racetrack. You see the Camaros, you see the Mustangs, you see the G-bodies, you see the normal stuff. When I say there's maybe 2-3 Camaros, like first-gen Camaros on a drag and drive, and people look at me like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people enjoy that. It gives them a chance to bring out like something different. It gives them a reason, I guess.
Correct. No, I agree 100%.
All right. Your next question for you. What is the best parts call you've had? Like whether that's just Michigan miles or like in general?
So some guy asked me for a turbo once.
Yeah, I don't know who that idiot was.
Honestly, I've had somebody ask me for a turbo. I've had somebody ask me for a replacement 5-speed transmission. Somebody asked me for a replacement 4-cylinder cylinder head one time. And I remember making the call, and I think off mic, I was like, dude, I'll make the call. I said, I don't think you're going to be lucky enough to get that. I go, but I really hope you do. 2 hours later, he messaged me and he goes, miracles happen. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. But yeah, the turbo is probably the key thing. Now, keep in mind, that's on a one-off event with 80 participants. We're doing 2,000 miles, and this is before Precision Turbo had gotten with us. So it's not like I can go, yeah, just go over to the Precision booth right over there. They'll take care of it.
And it was, if I remember right, it was like 9 o'clock at night at Bakersfield.
Yeah, and the fact that you like messaged me while we're driving to the next racetrack, and I'm like, this has got to be like bogus. And I messaged him back and I was like, nope.
No, it's serious. I'm for real.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, Derek, listen, thanks for spending time with us this morning, man. I've enjoyed this a whole bunch. Thank you for filling us in on Michigan Miles, dude.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity. Again, like we discussed last time I was on with Six Summer, there is so many awesome events going on, and I know you're trying your best to cover every little bit of it, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk about it.
Yeah, if there's not enough time. We're going to see you next at Six Smokies.
Correct. The 12th to the 19th.
Yep. That's in, what's that, 6 weeks? Something like that?
Thanks for just making my heart rate go up.
I think it is 6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. 6-7 weeks, something like that. I'm really pumped about this one because the area of the country you guys are in, obviously the gasser count is going to be insane. 70-something gassers is what you guys, I think, posted yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The list of names on that is super cool, but I really think as we drive into these areas with that many cool cars, it's going to make people just jaws drop, and it's going to really help, grow all the drag and drive community.
No, I agree. I think the interesting thing that we could sit here and bench race into the ground, and I'll leave you with this to think about, is when Luke was approving gassers to enter ahead of general registration, because we were trying to get the largest gathering of them together as possible. You could look at, like, for example, you could look at Garbage That Barfed. You could look at Matt Donovan's car. You could look at Finnegan's car. You could look at Wayne Baker's car, all of those, and go, they're going to drive 1,000 miles in that, so, and obviously all three of those cars have done several Dragon drives. Now let's look at all these gassers that have registered and think about the fact that the Southeast Gasser Association is huge in that area.
Yeah.
How many people do you think went, oh, I've driven it down the road to my local whatever, I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah. And now they're getting into that, you just said, that 6-week round where they're going, crap, am I going to be able to make it? So
this car's awfully loud.
Yeah.
This drives like a log wagon. Did we really think this through? Do we want to punish ourselves this much? I'm glad they're going to punish themselves that much. And plus, I mean, we talk about gassers a bunch, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going to be at Six Smokies too. So
yeah, we will have some special awards just for the gassers. And again, we're trying to bring that whole ambiance of gassers, including backup girls. We're going to actually have a separate sick helmet just for the lowest average for gassers. So I feel like that is going to bring the competition and people putting a little extra effort into it. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, bring it on. Well, guys, you guys can find Derek Putnam, Sick the Magazine. He is head content editorial. I don't know what, dude, you do so much. Announcer, you write a news story every day for Sick the Magazine. It's great, man. Your knowledge, you and I nerd out pretty hard when we're together. So it's great, man. I'm excited.
Mike, thanks so much for everything you keep doing for the Drag and Drive community. Tom, it was great talking to you. I look forward to seeing you down the road shortly.
Yep. Six Smokies. I'll be there.
Bring it on, man. All right, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Derek. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Take care.
Yep.
All right. And again, thanks so much to Car Change 3D. Love Corey. The reason we did it in his segment is because he's in Michigan. So I got to hang out with him and appreciate his hospitality while we were finishing up Heads Up Hustle. I stayed at his house, dude.
Wow.
Like that's pretty awesome for somebody to let you come in their house. Yeah. And then went by the shop, hung out there for a good while, and did all the fun stuff with him. So I want to say thanks to him. And then other comments here. Carl Bright again DDR does a fantastic job spreading the news and info for the Drag and Drive community. I love it. I say it all the time. Thank you guys so much for all the support that is out there. Dirty Panda, definitely a good show. Derek is awesome AF. I will agree 100%. And then, dude, look at this. Another UK Watcher Street Weekender. Excited to hear what Tom is going to share. And we're getting to that very momentarily.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're
more minutes.
Very close. And then I suggest a farm truck series for Michigan next year. Dude, that would be awesome.
Cool.
Like a farm truck class. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to rolling here, guys. The gentleman's agreement is this. We got a lot of new folks on watching this morning. I'm going to keep doing this. Eric, who's typically my co-host, is going to keep doing this. But the only thing we ask in exchange of that is that you hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you're watching this to keep up with all the Drag and Drive news. We can't verify you do that, but hey, I'm going to do this, you do that. That's kind of the gentleman's agreement. And then, of course, our race car friends, y'all. I've said this is 3.5 years now that I can't live without my race car friends. It's true. Tom and I are race car friends. Like, I don't know if there's a race car best friends, but we're in that. He's tired.
We're in that. Yeah.
It's pretty cool the community that has been built around this with everything we've done. It's wild to think that anywhere in the country I can go and find friends that you would meet for dinner, would meet, if I'm on the side of the road, broke down, they're going to, they would take time out of their lives to come and help. And I would do the same. So if you guys are ever in Northwest Arkansas area, please holler at me. Let me know. I'll come buy you dinner. And then, of course, if you're in the UK, dude, you got to hit him up. I don't know where he lives over there, but I'm sure
right in the middle.
Oh, dude, it's perfect. Then everybody's
right
close.
in the middle. Yep.
And then, of course, our sponsors. We can't do this without all of those folks. The list on here continues to grow, and it's only because of what you guys do out there. So if you're shopping and you're trying to upgrade your car or get new parts, please hit these folks up first. We'd appreciate that. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, who's going to be on this Wednesday for episode 120. We're going to be talking about 850 class racing. AFCO Racing Products, who has everything in there. Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Man, I appreciate all of those folks doing this with us as well. Before you jump into the Mahle thing, I want to read the comments because it's blowing up over here.
Yeah, it is. They're excited.
Yeah, Tony Cunningham. Come on, Tom. Another street weekender here. I've got a call out to get to. Oh man, well we're close. I promise. We're very close. Tom, let me know if we should switch the pieces. If we should do.
Yeah, you're good. You're killing it.
All right. Chop, Tom, spill the beans. That's right. Kevin Schweitzer. I know that wagon in that pic. That's right. Video like, subscribe button, smash. Appreciate that. And then Bucket List Mob, one of our favorite folks. You guys are the best. All right. Well, dude, read this into the Mahle, and then let's get into some fun stuff here.
Here we go. So if you want to replace your broken pistons, it's going to get to the... This is the 4.8 piston out of knapsack that I destroyed. So, Mahle Pistons. Attention, high-performance enthusiasts and racers. Meet the Mahle Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminium alloy to allow you to tighter cylinder-to-wall clearances and improve temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Mahle apart? Forged pistons, graphite coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance durability. Elevate your ride with Mahle Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Visit MahleMotorsports.com for more details. And for the podcast listeners, Mahle is spelled Mahle.
And listen, if Tom uses them, you know they're good.
Yeah. Well, they donated a set of pistons to my deal, junk, whatever. Yeah. So,
dude, and then you pushed them to the limit. Like you kept every day was a faster pass.
Every day is a faster pass, and it's gonna survive Smokies. I'm gonna baby it for Smokies, but Sick Week, that thing is it'll be a surprise if it's alive at the end of that week.
It's getting sended, is what you're saying.
Yes, we might put nitrous on the thing as well as the turbo. I don't know yet. We'll see.
There you go. I like your style. Nick Gunby here says there's no community like the Drag and Drive community where everyone is family. That's for sure, man. That Absolutely. Is for sure. All right. Well, dude, I'm so excited about this. It's our AFCO Racing Products. This is the first segment we've done for them. They're going to be a news sponsor for the remainder of the year. I can't wait. I'm so excited they are on board. So let me do this ad read and then be thinking about if you want to drop the news now or if you want to do some history first. So racers know when you want performance that wins, you want AFCO. From shocks and suspension to cooling, brakes, and more, AFCO Racing has been helping teams go faster for over 30 years. Built by racers, for racers. Check out the AFCO Advantage and follow them today on social media for the latest in performance parts. AFCO Racing, built to win. I'm excited about this new segment. AFCO said do whatever you want with it. So we're going to kind of do a bunch of different stuff with it and see what we like to do. But I'm glad to have AFCO on board, mainly because it really helps us answer questions that we don't know the answers to, right? So it gives us a person to talk with. It gives us direct access to AFCO
so
products.
helpful.
Yeah, and I mean, like, those guys are so smart, and I'm not very smart. And like, if somebody has a question, they can ask us, and we can get them involved with AFCO, and it's like a direct inside there. So tell me what you want to talk about. You want to tell some history? You want to jump into the news?
A brief little bit of history, and then we'll jump into the big news.
Perfect. Well, tell us, dude, one thing I want to know is like how did you get involved in Rocky Mountain Race Week? Like how did you end up here, man?
Oh, dude. So always a fan of Drag Week. Like that was the key event that started it all for me. And 2019 was when I first saw a Cletus video for Rocky Mountain Race Week. You know, and he had when you had Leroy and they had the kayak ratchet strap to the roof, and just seeing that, the scenery, the weather, and everything, and I was like, I'm doing that event one day, and yeah, and basically here we are. Like 10, I think I have driven 10 events now as either driver or co-pilot.
Crazy.
And that is in 2.5 years.
That's crazy. So what you're saying is you spent some time on some airplanes coming over here.
Oh, I don't even want to know about how much I spent in an airplane and how much money has gone into travel alone. It's ridiculous.
We don't talk about the money.
No, that's it. But that's it. I live and I breathe it. Like, I don't do anything else outside of drag and drive and work. So that's it. This is my life. I'm all for it.
That is so cool, man. Well, I want to know that, I don't know if we've ever told this story on here. Maybe we have, but I want to hear the story of the Nap Shack.
Right. So Rocky Mountain 1.0 in 2023. I was there chilling with all the mates. I had the hire car and everything, and it was like sitting around, and they're like, "Oh, when are you going to race?" And it's like, "Well, okay." I made the decision that was going to be my last event until I had my own car. I made that choice. I said, "Yep, I'm going to buy a car out here and race it." A couple of my friends have already done it for Sick Week for 2 years in a row, Almac and Paul Manda, and I was like, nope, this is it. I'm going and thinking, I'm going to leave it and not come back for like, a year or two, financially recover and everything like that. Literally 2 weeks later, when I got home, Almac sends me the listing for Nap Shack. And I'd already sent a message to Jesse, and Jesse had been to view a notchback version, but it was a roller, no motor, no trans. And he'd been to view it, sent me a bunch of photos, so I already knew what I wanted. It had to be a 4i Fox. And Al sends me this listing, and I was like, I sat and drooled over it for like 2 or 3 days. And I had to get a buddy of mine, Crystal, to message the dude because Facebook was blocking me from messaging him, thinking it was spam.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're like, why would you be interested in that? Yeah.
Yeah. And so Crystal, bless her, talked to the dude and verified that the car is what it is. And she did I think it was like 14 or 15 hour round trip from where they lived in Colorado Springs. To go and pick the car up. I wired the guy the money, and she brought the car home.
That's crazy. Well,
so, yeah.
The car, I think what was the first event it was on? Because you were like sleeping in the car, wiring the car, all that stuff. Was it
so it was 2.0 that same year.
23, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought the car in June. It sat for like 3 months until September 23. Mm-hmm. I arrived there and was like, yep, okay, cool. We weren't going to run it because the drive shaft was way too long. And there was a couple of other things that was wrong with it. Like the wheel studs were too short. I couldn't put the race wheels on. And it was like, I sat around in the pits, like twiddling my thumbs. What's am I going to do for the whole week? I'm here. Like, what's going to happen? And in the end, Rob, the Penske, was like, dude, you're here. Go and get it at least. It was in Pueblo at the time where we were starting racing. It was like, go and get it. We're going to wrench on the thing and see if we can make it live. And so the first time I'd seen the car in person was that day. I drove it 5 miles from the storage lot to the track, got to tech 5 minutes before it closed. And bearing in mind, I had no lights, no turn signals, no horn or anything. Drove through tech, and Matt was like, what are you doing, dude? And I was like, look, tech the car, legitimately. And it's like, I know about lights, I know about blinkers, I know about horn. So he says, I will fix them, but I want you to tech the car. And he was like, yes. You have to show me that they work before you're allowed to make a pass. And that was it. And that was it. There was 3 or 4 of us trying to wire headlights in the thing, trying to wire a horn in. I'm running backwards and forwards to Harbor Freight because I bought no tools or nothing because I was not running. I was not racing. So the 4 days I had before the event, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to take it.
Yeah, the drive shaft was too long. So it was okay, we'll leave it. We're not going to destroy the thing. And that was the start of my negative bank balance from there on.
Hey, that's the way it goes, man. Yeah, once it gets in your veins, it was over with. So you found it on Facebook Marketplace. You get it. Yep. At that point, dude, the turbo setup on it is crazy.
Dude.
90, not
it
like
was,
a 90-degree bend, like a pie cut.
Yeah, one pie, straight 90 out the arch. It was The whole turbo kit was insane. It was like 4-inch drain pipe that had been stick welded together
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
most hacked way ever. It was incredible. Like Robbie built it for me in like an afternoon with just scraps he had laying around, and it was 10 times better than what it was before. And gifted me a new turbo, which is the one that I broke in Bakersfield. And yeah, it was like, what? Like, how is this work? How is this even working? But you
Dude.
know, I got to run Bandamere in that car before
Yep.
Bandamere closed, so that was like bucket list, check that off the list because that was
Yeah.
always something I wanted to do. I'd made passes in there in the rental cars, but that's not the same. Like,
Right.
and so yeah, and the rest is history.
I'll tell you, it's one of my favorite cars. Just one,
Thank you.
because of the story, right? But then two, I mean, dude, the 4i, 4i Pride, that's kind of a neat deal. But then at the same time, like you've really leaned into it. Like you've rinsed on this
Yeah.
car a ton. Tell us about the surprise you got for when you came over this last time.
Yeah, so left last year 1.0. I knew the car was like really worn out, was really struggling. And it was like, okay, well, I know I need to rebuild the motor because I just slapped a rod and piston in the thing when I destroyed that one. A bunch of friends together. You got Chad Reynolds, Eric Carroll, Alex Arquette, who has a transmission shop. We rebuilt the transformer, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Red Hat Scotty, of course, and Danny and Brendan Mole. And yeah, they completely rebuilt this thing without me even knowing. Like
pretty
nothing.
awesome.
They had a secret group chat going on and everything, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I might do this, and it's like secret. You know, they had the engine out. We built the engine, so it turns out it was a 4.8. It wasn't. Well, it was a 4.8. It was supposed to be a 5.3. So all the parts they ordered were for a 5.3, but it was like, nah, that's the wrong crank for this thing. This is a 4.8. And yeah, it was a totally insane surprise for everything these guys did.
Man,
Like,
yeah, it's super cool, dude. And I love the fact that, like, I mean, to be honest, you earned that. You know what I mean? There was a lot of time that you spent on that car and all that kind of stuff. And like those guys,
Yep.
just that next level of race car friendship, man. It's pretty cool.
Yep. And these guys didn't ask for a dime. And it was like, look, I need to repay you guys somehow, like, because that's how I roll. I don't get stuff for free. That's not me. And it's like, look, I need, like, how do I repay you guys? Because this thing is incredible. And I went at 1018 in that car, 135 mile an hour.
Man,
Which is
that's
like
so
quicker
crazy.
than we thought ever possible. The goal
Right.
was first goal to complete the week, and the second goal was to run a 10.
Right. And then you end up 1018. Dude,
Yep.
that's crazy. You've driven that car from LA to Oklahoma.
It's been all over, like literally all over. It's like from Denver, like Colorado, where it started, all the way to the West Coast. It's been all up through California, back through the Utah, back to Denver, all the way back down to Tulsa again. It's been around the Rocky Mountain Race Week, the Race Week route twice. And now in like 6 weeks, it's got to go all the way over to Nashville.
Wow. Where is it stored at right now?
It is in the parking lot at Brendan Moore's work. Sat outside in the middle, in the brush.
That's so cool, dude.
It's awesome. Like, I'm so stoked to be back. There's a couple of things that I still have to do to the thing. I think we're switching to I'm putting onboard air so that it can be boost controller through the onboard air system. Putting the roof rack on the thing so that on here there'll be roof rails so that the roof tent can go on, which would be amazing.
Yes.
A couple of other little things, a bunch of sensors and stuff. I was on the phone to Brendan Dollar from Low Dollar Motorsports for a while to get a bunch of sensors for the thing. And yeah, iron it out, make it live through 6 Smokies, and then I can really chuck some stuff at it.
Right. Well, the last little part of the AFCO segment here, I want you to tell people where they can buy the Snap Shack t-shirt and support.
Yeah, this Snap Shack merch. So that's actually leads nicely onto the new event. There's a new website up which has this stuff all on it. It is raceweekuk.com.
Shh, hang on, we can't say that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, Knapshack. So you need to hit that site he just said. We're gonna drop that in the comments here in just a second. But dude, I love my shirt.
Yeah,
I love my shirt. It's awesome. I wear it all the time. which is really weird. I usually try and wear sponsor stuff when I'm out, but man, I love the way this thing feels. And you bought it on site, so you're going to have these, I'm sure. Will you have these at race weekend?
I have some, so I'm basically doing it as a pre-order for race weekend because I'm not taking checked luggage with me, but some of the merch is still in the US. So Eric and Crystal are going to bring it up for me. If you want a shirt, message me. If you're going to race weekend, we'll bring it to you if I've got the sizes, and yeah. But Six Smokies, I'll have all of it on site.
Yeah, help Tom live this dream, bro. People don't understand, man. Once you get rolling, it's like you can't stay away.
You can't stop.
Right. Well, thanks again to AFCO. I'm excited about their partnership here, and for the folks that caught it, Tom just dropped some knowledge. We're fixing to tell. I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to get right down into what everybody's been waiting on this morning.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
Dude, hold on. I want to show this picture real quick as we move into this.
Yep. This got a lot of people like misinformation a little bit.
That's exactly right.
A couple of people thought I was building a racetrack and be like, no, I'm not that rich.
No, not yet. Not yet. Well, guys, I want you to understand this is breaking news. This hasn't been put out anywhere yet. It's been hinted at a few times. And if you were just watching just 3 minutes ago, you heard a little bit about what's going on. So, Mr. Tom Bagguley, I'm going to put you full screen. I want you to tell us what is coming, dude.
All right. So we have Race Week UK. So we are going to be doing an event run by racers for racers, which is going to be amazing. We're running some super cool checkpoints, super cool routes, and good food as well, which is like hard to get on a drag and drive. Like everyone that's done drag and drives know this already. The event is called the South Coast 600, roughly 600 miles, maybe more. We're debating on some route stuff. It is running along the south coast of the UK, east to west or west to east, yet to be determined. I have currently 6 venues that I can choose from for 8th mile no prep. So we're going to run 4 of them, start and finishing at the same point. And we are going to do 4 days of averages. So day 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be your averages. And the last day, we're going to do a chip draw and a shootout style event, like we did for Rocky Mountain Race Week. We do day 5 is, or day 6 technically, is a chip draw, shootout, bracket race type thing, depending on how many cars we have. We're going to do chip draw, we can do grudge racing, and we can do just a generic test and tune if that's what people want to do. To make this happen, we need 100 cars minimum. So raceweekuk.com, there is an expression of interest form. Go there, fill it out. The minimum ones I need are your name and your email address and what fuel you're running at the track. I need to know that for fire safety crews. If you're running methanol, I need a different fire safety crew than if you're running like normal petrol. So that's really important. Fill that out. And yeah, we're going to let that run for a few weeks, a month, and see how much traction this thing can gain and get people actually really involved in this.
Dude, I can't wait. Gary Mitchell says interest expressed.
Yes.
Yeah. Ross Martin says exciting times. Listen, you and I've had this conversation quite a bit about you doing an event. Dude,
I think over a year we've been discussing it on and off.
Well, I mean, like the hard part is like this is hard, very hard. People on the outside that haven't hosted events, you know, they got to understand how hard this is. And I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. One, because really right now, you only have one weekend event in the UK.
Yep,
So
that's
this is
it.
going to be cool. Yeah. Lyle Motorsports says 100 cars will be easily done, mate. I think this will be an amazing event for the UK. Agree
I
100%.
hope so. I really hope so. It should be really cool. And it's going to be interesting with the tracks they're doing. I mean, one secret one which I'm not releasing until that's 100% confirmed.
Yep.
And if that happens, that is insane.
Carl Bourbon here asking, are dates decided yet?
Dates are decided to be. We're looking at first or second week of August next year.
Yes.
Again, to be kind of confirmed. Everything's loosely been planned because, like say in the UK, everything you can't really get to an event and go, okay, yeah, we're going to get 100 cars. Like, you guys are going to be committed to doing at least 600 miles over 5 or 6 days. And, cost of fuel is quite high. Cost of accommodation is not cheap. I mean, I personally will be sleeping in the roof tent on my car because, I know how it is. Like, so we're going to get some stuff together.
Nick got me. I'm in. Take credit. Take my credit details. Let's go. Dude, here's the thing, right? Like, think of the events you've done, which is always cool because you are a drag and drive racer.
Yep.
That is now going to host an event. You've learned all this stuff from all these events you've done, and now you're going to be hosting it. Oh man, dude, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never would have thought this on like 3 or 4 years ago. Coming from to doing this kind of stuff is like ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. I love it.
Before the first SIG week, I'd never been to the US. I'd never been to a drag and drive.
Dude, that is so cool. Well, just so folks can see it on the screen here, Race Week UK is the name.
Yep.
600 is the event. Is this event name, right?
Yep.
8th Mile No Prep, raceweekuk.com, raceweekuk.com for more details. And listen, this is still very fresh. So
yep, it is.
As we move through all this stuff, the thing about hosting a new event in a new place like that is you really have to pound the pavement early, and that's what Tom's doing here. I mean, that's why he's on the show this morning. That's why he's out here talking. We are building hype, getting excitement built for this event, so then he can take this excitement, go to sponsors, go to folks. So if you are interested at all, raceweekuk.com, fill out the expression of interest form, and definitely, please do this.
Yep, that's it. We do have a Facebook page. Oh, Danny, yes. If you want to volunteer as co-pilot again, then yes.
Yes, please bring it on. Living My Boost Life here says I'm in. Bruce says interest expressed. Let's go. Man, dude, we got folks crazy. I'm in. I need to enter my TVR. Whoa, dude, TVR, bring it on. Let's go.
Derek needs to bring his TVR at 100%.
Yeah, did over 600 miles in Street Weekend. Was great fun.
Yeah,
dude, I'm so excited about this. Again, you and I've talked hours on this. It's so freaking cool to see just the change and all the stuff that's coming up. I'm trying to see. There was another comment up here I'm trying to get up to, but I can't get my.
So we have a Facebook page set up as well, Race Week UK. So if you got any questions, any queries, shoot us a message on there. Don't fill my personal inbox with messages and questions, please. Send me a message on the Race Week UK profile on the page, and I will get it. Like, I will either note it down to deal with as if I don't have an answer to it, or I can give you an answer straight away. There's a lot of stuff that I can't release 100% yet. Like, I have the 6 options for tracks. None of them are booked. And I don't want to start saying, yeah, we're going here, we're going there, and then we're not making it. So this is like purely the idea. We're going to get it out there, fill out the expression of interest. And, if we get enough people, we can make this happen.
Right. Carl B. I said Carl Bright earlier. Sorry, Carl B. here says adding it to our 2026 event list right now. He runs trailarburnouts.com. Great to hear there will be a 3rd event on that side of the pond.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, Andy E.T. saying as long as it doesn't clash with any championship racing, we'll be very interested. Yeah, championship racing. Skip a weekend.
In theory, it shouldn't do, because it should be like a Monday to Friday for your averages, and then the Saturday being shootout. Like,
dude, that'll be so cool.
It can be the same as Mega Week, to where as long as you make it back to the track, to the host track on the Friday evening, and you break the beams, you don't need to necessarily run the Saturday. That's optional. I would love for you to run it. It will be part of your event. It will be a normal test and tune day for that circuit, but we'll have the priority of running our grudge match and the chip draw, and the test and tune for you will be free if you're part of the event. So.
Right. Lyle Motorsports saying the CUDA will definitely be coming. 600 miles shouldn't cost too much in a 6-pack car. And hey, I want to give a shout out to Matt Frost too. I know he's got to be a big part of this and a big part of your conversations and stuff. Big shout out to them for, kind of bringing you, like the race week thing, like being able to use their name and things like that, and like expanding that community. We know Race Week is a top tier brand here in the States, and it's going to be awesome that it's going to be also across the pond.
Yeah, it's super cool. I called Matt and asked him and said, look, I want to do a drag and drive, and he was stoked. I was like, I kind of want to use the name Race Week UK, and he's like, yeah, go for it. Like,
that's awesome.
Because I said to him, I want to bring the feel of a race week to the UK for the people that can't get over to the pond and compete in an actual event. And they said, like, I hope people will do this event and then go, we're going to the US to do a Rocky Mountain race week or race week.
Yeah.
Because those events are so awesome. Like, I love the sick events, but it's a different kind of drag and drive, I feel, when you do a Rocky Mountain race week. It's got a different vibe to it, and I love it.
Yep. Sorry, I was making notes here. I'm dropping the Facebook link in the chat here real quick for folks, and for the folks that are listening to this later on the podcast, I'll put it in the description as well.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, here we go. Carl, will Matt have his car there? That'd be awesome. Man,
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. That'd be so cool to have him come over. Derek, you still back there? I'm going to bring you back on because I want to get your take on hearing this news. How cool is that, dude? Like, we're literally adding to the community right here on live.
I'm not really surprised to see somebody doing it, but Tom, congrats, man. I from somebody who has promoted his own event for 8 years. Yeah, I'm stupid enough to do that crap too. Thank you for doing it. I feel like this is why Drag and Drive is growing, is because there are so many people that maybe aren't necessarily dissatisfied with what was out there, but try a new location, try a different way, that kind of thing. So
yeah, and I think that one-off sick events is kind of what triggered that in my mind, because before it was always like you've got your drag week, you've got your Rocky Mountain race week, like in kind of set areas, and then the one-off sick events coming in. It's like, well, actually, you can put an event on anywhere, and you kind of get enough people to make it fun or work. So it's like, well, why can't I do another event in the UK?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this is going to be a big deal, man. It's going to be awesome. And the outpouring of support here, dude, like, there's no way around it. Dude. Like, people are coming, bro.
Yep, that's it. I can't wait.
Yeah, Lyle Motorsports. It'd be amazing to have any of the American cars or drivers come over to the UK for a drag and drive or any kind of drag racing event. Man, I agree. And, that's been a conversation you and I've had, is like, I've got to get out in the world and do some other events. And, this would be a good one to see if I can make that work. So, cool.
So I know of 2 people that are already talking about flying over and buying a car and doing what I did over in the UK.
Yes.
Why you would want to do that, I have no idea. I would never recommend it to anyone, but it's fun. And then I am shipping my pile over from the US after sick week.
Wow.
I'll have to see if that's something where we could possibly twist the arms of either Luke or Ricky to possibly make a trip over and do it, because I know Ricky went and covered one earlier this year just for that reason, just to see how it would work. And heck, I have a hard enough time just getting to be able to do the races that I need to do in this country, let alone going outside.
Lyle Motorsports here asking, do they have to buy a British car? Dude, I think you have to. Like, you and I were talking, like, you got to buy like an 89 318 BMW. Like something.
318 BMW or like a Ford Escort or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta put a turbo on it, all that kind of stuff.
Well, these dudes are stupid enough to have a stick and put nitrous on it with no pill in it.
Yeah, the Speed Mini Brandon Parker is saying, please, a class for those who fly in and buy a car just for the event. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. Dude. Yeah. There's, man, you have no idea what you've just opened up, and I'm excited for you. Dude. I'm here to help in anything you can do. It's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Yep. Race Week UK, guys. Race Week UK. All right. I'm putting you guys backstage. I'm going to finish out the show. And, dude, thank you for letting us help break that info right here on Driver Pete News, man.
Thank you for having me as your guest co-host.
Yeah, we need to do this more often, man. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric will definitely be back next week. We've got the next several weeks is absolutely insane. The next, I think I'm home next weekend, and then I'm gone for the next 6 weekends. So
yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, bring it.
This is what we do. This is what we love. So
that's exactly right. Ross Martin here. Hang on. Can't we start a countdown? Yes, we certainly can. And
yes.
my mom right here. You ready for this? She's putting it in the atmosphere. Michael, I'll come stay with the girls while you and Melissa go to the UK.
There we go. Well, I've already discussed with an American announcer to come over, so we'll see. Yeah.
That could be cool, man.
Yeah.
And then we'll just
have all you guys along, have Derek along, and everyone.
Yeah, please bring it on. That'd be great. And then Carl says, "Great job co-hosting, Tom. Yeah, you've been awesome today, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
kind of threw you in the mix, dude. Ad reads. You made the winners. You did great with the interview with Derek. I mean, it's been cool.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you. All right, I'm putting you backstage, and I'm closing this out. And then stay with me though. We're going to talk some. Y'all, thank you for hanging out today. I really appreciate everybody doing this, being here. Thank you to all the new folks. I keep getting dings on my phone of new followers and things like that. Thank you so much for all of that, guys. We really appreciate you being here and supporting Tom so much. The UK really come out in force this morning, making comments, doing all the fun stuff, asking great questions, all that kind of thing. So thank you so much for all of our race car friends that make this possible. We appreciate you. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for comments, likes, all the stuff that you guys do that help keep us going. Thank you for talking about us in other posts. That's a big deal for us. We appreciate you guys doing that. And then thank you so much to our sponsors, Summit Racing, Deech Works, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, who I'm going to get to hang out with when we go up to Numidia Dragway for Drag Week. We're going to do something special. I'm almost done designing that decal that if you come over to Performa Built Transmissions, you'll be able to pick up this decal and something special. Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Guys, thank you so much for everything y'all have done today. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all soon. All righty.